Hi, I'm Tessa, and welcome to Little Lady Homestead. So here I have with me our next set of tiny little chickie babies. These are our new Delaware broiler chickens, and we are going to raise them as meat birds with the possibility of breeding them so we won't have to buy meat birds each year from the hatchery. They are a dual purpose breed, so I think they lay about 200 eggs per year. But they also are quite large, and they are bred specifically, these broilers, so that they have good white meat production, and they mature in about 18 weeks. Ooh, he pooped on me. So they do mature a lot slower than the Cornish crosses, but they're supposed to have a little bit more flavorful meat, and it's nice because you can breed them. So we are going to raise them out and see how they do and see how they compare meat quality wise to the Cornish crosses. And then if so, then we'll keep them for breeding. But now that these babies are here, we have the Cornish crosses in the brooders, and the turkeys still. There's the Cornish crosses in one brooder and the turkeys in the other brooder. So I have to move the Cornish crosses to their new chicken tractor. We got it done, and then clean it out and get it ready for these guys. So these guys are getting kicked out today. But the first order of business is to get the chicken tractor set up, and here it is. We just finished it yesterday. This is the back. And it is 8 feet by 8 feet, so 64 square feet in there. And we have, let's see, 4 feet by 8 feet, so about half of it, 32 square feet, is covered on the top and the sides. This is a Joel Salatin style chicken tractor, but we changed, I guess, a couple things. The first thing being, we made a massive lid for this. So a big change that I made to this design is, instead of having 1/4 of the top being the lid, I made the whole thing the lid. And then that does make it really big and heavy. However, the bonus is that I can get in there. So opening up the lid, it's heavy. The kids are not gonna do this on their own, but I can do it at least. I made this piece of wood here. There are some notches in here that this can slide into and hold it up while I refill food. And so this is the benefit, is that I can access every corner in there, and if a chicken dies, I can get in there and remove it. If there's something in there that needs to be fixed, I can get in there. And it's just easier to access it. So maybe it's not the best. Maybe this is too heavy. I'm not sure, but it seems like a good idea. I saw somebody else do it online when they were making a Salatin style chicken tractor, so we'll see how it goes. So another thing I wanted to make sure that I had in this design is that the one side that is covered with the metal roofing panels, I wanted it to be on the side that I pull this from. So you can tell that we're on a little bit of a hill. Our property that has this main pasture here close to our house is on a hill a little bit going downward. And so I figure that I will just pull it down the hill, and then when I make it to the end, we can use the tractor. We put eye hooks at the bottom of here. We can use the tractor to pull it back up the hill, and then I'll start from here again and then pull it down. That way I'm not working against gravity. But I'm going to pull on this side, and I have this side covered so the chickens won't see me, but the other side is open. Last year when I had my first prototype of a chicken tractor, it was just wire sides, and they didn't want to be anywhere near me, and so they all huddled at the back, which is bad because we don't want them to get crushed. So what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to somehow affix a plate, or maybe just smear peanut butter onto the back there and train Lucy to walk behind the chicken tractor and scare the chickens up towards the front. That way none of them get caught in the back. And so that is my way of hopefully avoiding any deaths by moving this, is the back is open and the front they won't be able to see me. I have to get food and water out here for the chicks, and I waited until midday, so it's nice and warm today. My new baby little chicks that I got today at the post office, they need to go inside for the brooder, but the older ones need to come out here. And this morning was one of the coldest mornings of the week. It was only 30 degrees. So I didn't want to move the 3-week-old chicks out here last night when it was going to be 30 degrees. All the nights, the rest of the week will be much warmer, but I did get an extra heat lamp so that I can hang it up right here. I'll get a chain or a rope to hang it up from here, and that way they'll still have a heat source at night. I have an extension cord that can reach out here, so kind of like I did last year, I got chicks that went straight outside. They were on pasture from day one, but it was August and I had those heat lamps. And now it's the end of March and we will still probably have some cold nights, and they aren't fully feathered yet. They're getting there, but they're Cornish crosses too, so they're never really completely feathered because they just grow so fast. So I will have a heat source, but again, it's a little bit warmer starting from now, so I feel comfortable getting them out there. And today it's a nice day out, so I'm happy to get them outside when it is sunny and more warm and they can get used to the grass and their new surroundings. The water I'm going to give them is a 5-gallon bucket with nipple drinkers, and I'm going to use this because right now they're drinking about 2 gallons of water a day. There's about 40 of them, 39 in there. By the time they're full grown, they're going to be going through probably 6 or 7 gallons, or at least that's what my last batch of this size went through each day. So the main thing is I need to make sure that they have enough water every day. So I like to have this because, again, it's 5 gallons. I can fill it up, easily refill it, and easily pull it out every time I need to move them. I made this PVC trough feeder last year when we raised meat chickens because I could never keep up with how much they ate. I was hoping that it could be a gravity feeder. It has that elbow piece, and I was going to prop it up on one side, but it didn't slide down enough. So I think I'm just going to have it sit against this wall here, and I'll just grab it and take it out every time I move it. I would like to suspend it, but this is made out of 2x2s and I don't want to hang anything from it. That's kind of the trade-off that we chose when we chose this Joel Salatin style, instead of being able to hang the feed like in the John Siskovich chicken tractor style. That's more of a walk-in A-frame type. It takes a lot more materials and it's more expensive to build, and we thought that this would be easier to move. So there were trade-offs. I like the way that the John Siskovich tractors look, and I like that you can hang the feed in the water, but I think that for our purpose, just me being able to move it by myself, this is probably the best decision for us. So that's okay. I'm sure they'll go through this food and water every day, so it'll be empty. I'll just grab them. And like I said, this lid is easy for me to get in and out, so I can just take them out and then move it and then refill it once it's moved. So now they have food and water in here. It's really nice. There's good grass in here and even some violets, some flowers. And so I'm just going to get a few of them at a time in a basket and bring them out here. All right, so these chicks, I don't think they even know how good they're going to have it in a few minutes. It'll be a nice change for them. Oh gosh, yeah, they're getting so big. They want to jump out of here. Oh, look at how big they are. They're massive compared to that little chick that I was holding in the beginning. That was them 3 weeks ago. Let's bring these guys out. So this is their first time out in the sun, and it'll be their first time on the grass. They haven't used nipple drinkers yet, so I'll have to show them where the water comes from. Oh my goodness. Go on. All right, now we can show them where the food is. And they'll be really happy about that. Okay, yep. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much, huh? So now having them in a bigger space, it's easier to do a count. We have 36 of these meat birds here, and I think we lost the first 5 in the first week, and then we lost 1 last week. So we're down 6 from our original, but hopefully we don't have any more losses, because at this point, or from this point, last time we raised meat birds, the only losses we had were from predators. So fingers crossed we make it to not 8 to 9 weeks with all 36 of these, and hopefully they'll be really happy in here. They seem pretty happy already. Hopefully they find some bugs and they can eat the grass, they can fertilize the lawn, and start their new happy life out here. All right, so now that these little monsters are out of the brooder, I can give it a good clean and get it ready for the new chicks that just came today. The poor little Polish chicken, you can hear him, that's him crying. He's all by himself. I'm sorry. I didn't want him to go out on the pasture with the meat birds. Since I just got those day-old chicks, I figured he is way closer in size to those day-old chicks than he is to those 3-week-old Cornish crosses. Even though he's 3 weeks old too, I think he will do better with the other chickens because they don't grow as fast. So he's really scared. I'm going to try to catch him. Poor little guy. It's okay. It is. His hair is getting more fluffy. His little top hat is growing in. So I'm going to put him in with the baby chicks and then get this cleaned out. These Cornish crosses are amazing. They are eating machines and they grow so fast, but with them being eating machines, they are also pooping machines and they are disgusting. So I just put new shavings in here 3 days ago, and you couldn't tell, it's like I never changed it. So the good thing about these wood shavings though is I can throw them in the compost bin. They should do really well out there. It is definitely filling up out there with all the cow poop, so this can add to it. That took some work. I'm almost out of wood shavings already, but I think that this will be plenty enough to get it covered, but I'll need to get some more because I do like to put new wood shavings on every few days. That looks nice. Now I can just get fresh food and water for them. I'll sprinkle some chick grit on there too. Now I'll go ahead and get them and put them in here. So I did have water in that little makeshift brooder that I had, but I'm not absolutely sure that everybody got some. So I'm going to make sure that I dip their beaks in the water still so that they know where the water is. Now I have all of the little Delaware chickie babies in here, and they seem to be really happy. I do have one that looks a little bit weaker than the others, and that usually means that probably by tomorrow morning it won't make it. But I am starting with 42 Delawares and then one surprise chick. And then the Polish chick is in there. Oh, and the turkeys are taking a dust bath above me. The Polish is much bigger than the Delawares, but I'm sure within 2 weeks they'll all be the same size, and then the Delawares will be much bigger than him. So I showed them all where the water is and where their food is, and so I'm going to let them rest and just keep an eye on them. All right, so last thing I'm going to do is move the heat lamp from the little container that I had these chicks in out to the Cornish crosses so they have a heat source out there. It's good. Everybody looks like they're doing well. The sun is still warm, but it is getting a little bit cool, so I'm going to install this heat lamp. And I just got some wire that I can loop underneath or over this wood. I'll do it on this one. I just want to make a loop here, and then I can clip the light onto it. I'm just going to take the clamp off since I'm going to be hanging it. And I think these clamps are pretty unreliable, and I think that's how most lamps fall and cause a fire. So I really prefer to have them hooked up so they can't fall. Here we go. All right, so now I'm going to lower it, see if that works. So I think everybody's happy in there. They have some heat if they still need it overnight, and they have plenty of food and water. They have a lot more food and water capacity in there now, so I won't have to change it 2 or 3 times a day, which makes me happy. And they have access to the grass and the bugs. I already saw a few of them catch a bug, and that's always the funniest thing. To see them run around and chase each other because somebody has something good. So I think that my 3-week-old Cornish cross and my probably 2-day-old Delaware broiler chicks are doing well, and I'm excited to have them. And then have some more chicken to fill the freezers, and hopefully the Delawares work out really well, and we like their meat quality because we can keep about 12, we'll probably keep about 15 or 16 of them for breeding, and they provide both eggs and babies that they can hatch and then provide meat birds for us for next year. So I'm excited about this. I'm excited that we got the chicken tractor done and they have a nice secure place to live. We have to build another one for the turkeys because they are just itching to get outside. I've taken them outside a couple times when the day is nice. But we knew that we needed to build this one first because the Delaware chicks were coming, and these guys were just so massive. They were too big for that brooder. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching Little Lady Homestead, and I'll see you in my next one.